Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. This is our presentation video for the subject PAD120, Introduction to Political Science, and our topic is Constitutionalism in Safeguard Democracy and Human Rights. And our case study is Malaysia, Migrant and Refugee Detention. First of all, my name is Nur Aisha Nabila and this is my team members.
My name is Nur Miza binti Abdullah.
My name is Nur Liana Atira binti Azaman.
My name is Nur Haliza binti An.
My name is Nurasha Sarfina binti Sharonizam, and we are from AM1102F.
Constitutionalism is the idea that government power must be limited by a constitution to protect democracy, the rules of law and individuals' rights. In Malaysia, while the federal constitution promises liberty, equality and freedom of speech, these protections are not always extended to non-citizens like migrants and refugees. Malaysia's refusal to sign the 1951 Refugee Conventions means refugees are treated as illegal immigrants, leading to detention and right violations. This presentation explores how Malaysia's handling of migrants and refugees reveal gaps between constitutional promises and actual practices.
How constitutionalism safeguards democracy and human rights. Constitutional limits are essential to uphold democracy and human rights. In Malaysia, refugee and immigrant face detention or deportation without due process. The Malaysian bar argues immigration law reform to ensure justice and accountability. Lack of access for Suhakam and UNHCR and absence of a clear refugee framework worsen this situation. Legal reform is crucial to protect human dignity and uphold the rule of law. Legal protection of human rights is key to justice for all, regardless of status. Malaysia immigration law permit arbitrarily prolonged detention without fair and legal aid. Vulnerable groups, including children and pregnant women, are held in poor conditions without healthcare or legal access. Without safeguards, lack of independent monitoring, and denial of judicial review worsen right violation. This brush international standards like CAT and the principle of non-refoulement. Legal reform are needed to ensure protection, fair process and justice for review and the marginalized.
The next point is implementing electoral democracy. This democracy is to ensure the right vote and choose leader. Federal Constitution of Malaysia use democratic system of the government. The democratic system ensure government accountability, described as government of the people, by the people and for the people. As a result, this is to defend the right of the people. For example, Yang di-Pertuan Agong selected the Prime Minister by invitation extended to coalition parties that holds a majority to form the government. This is to prevent authoritarianism happen in Malaysia. Due to the reason, without the agreement of the people, election ensure that no one holds onto government forever. As a result, political culture of transparency and accountability for democratic standard is created.
Now, I'll be present to you the limitations of constitutionalism. Firstly, weak enforcement and neglect of authority. Refugees face long detention without trial. Many refugees, including the Rohingya, are detained for months or even years without being charged with any crime or given a fair trial. Next, their status is not officially recognized. You know, Malaysia does not officially recognize refugees in its law. Because of this, refugees don't get the protection and rights that are promised in the federal constitutions. Next, immigration acts with little accountability. Immigration officers can arrest, detain, or deport refugees without proper oversight. There is no court review or external check on these actions. Lastly, legal fairness and due process often fail. Although the Constitution promises fairness and equal treatment, these promises do not work in practice for refugees. So, they are left unprotected by the legal system. Other than that is institutional failures and human suffering. First, refugees lack legal aid and proper documents. Refugees are usually denied access to lawyers, legal advice, or official documents like identity papers. This makes it even harder for them to defend their rights. Second, UNHCR access is often blocked. International organizations like UNHCR, which could help protect refugees, are often not allowed to enter detention centers or check on the conditions inside. Other than that, poor conditions cause stress and anxiety. The harsh and crowded conditions in detention centers, the constant fear of being sent back, and not knowing what will happen next lead to mental health problems like stress, anxiety, and depression. Last but not least, rights fail without reform and political will. The law may promise protection, but without real changes in institutions and serious action from leaders, these rights mean little in reality. That's all from me.
Now I will explain the impact of Malaysia's detention and refugees. There will be two impacts I will be focused on. That is human rights violations and negative impacts on Malaysia's global image. For the first point, human rights violation. Many migrants and refugees are kept in detention centers that are overcrowded, dirty, and unsafe for them. They are sometimes locked up for a long time without any proper legal help. This is very crucial. Even children and families are also put in this center, which is very unfair and goes against basic human rights. We say all people should be treated with respect and care, since we all are a human. The next point is negative impact on Malaysia's image. These situations also affect how the world sees Malaysia. Many international groups like the United Nations have criticized Malaysia for this issue. Because of that, Malaysia's global image becomes worse. Other countries may lose trust, and all this can affect our tourism, trade, and foreign investment that will make our economics goes down.
Increasing the risk of disease transmission, overcrowded and sanitary detention centers increase the spread of diseases like TB and COVID-19. Public hospitals must treat detainees straining or already overload health service. Healthcare face overload, infection risk, and staff shortage. Local citizens experience delay and reduced quality of care. Diseases may spread to communities through office staff or transport. Often are distracted by remote detention location. Unmanaged risk equipment shortage and long-term healthcare system fatigue.
To conclude, constitutionalism in Malaysia provides a strong framework to ensure democracy and fundamental human rights. In reality, migrants and refugees face unequal treatments and human rights violation. However, a huge difference between constitutional objective and actual reality in the way that migrants and refugees population are currently handled, which is characterized by detention and lack of legal counsel. These issues harm Malaysia's global reputation and strain the public health system. Urgent legal reform are needed to ensure fairness, dignity, and accountability for all. Lastly, upholding constitutionalism means building a country that protects justice and equality for everyone.